All right, well, this is pretty exciting. I had an email from someone that I've worked with for a long time, a female investor and founder and entrepreneur, and her line said, wow, this is amazing. So congrats to the organizers, and thank you for asking me to speak tonight. So Siri said, my name is Michelle McBane. I work with a seed stage fund called the Investment Accelerator Fund. We're based at MaRS. We invest across the province in high growth companies, technology, IT, and clean tech. And what I'm here to talk about is a fund that we will be launching soon focused on female entrepreneurs. So many of you may have seen the announcement in late November of some of the initiatives that BDC is working on. And one of them was to carve out some funding to create a new fund, very aligned with what IAF does, but to invest in early stage companies led by women. And so I did what I do every day when this came our way. I said, okay, why should we do this? And I went into deep diligence mode. All the investors in the room, they know what that is, right? So let me go into diligence, figure out why we should do this. I fundamentally knew why. But let me understand the landscape and see why this makes sense. So I called a bunch of people, and I got, a couple of responses typically. Wow, not this again. Why are we doing this? It should all be based on merit. I could hear the eye roll from across the phone, and people feel that way, and that's a very genuine sentiment that we have to respect. The other sentiment was, it's not broken, it works. Why do we need this sort of thing? Let's just do what we're doing, and it's all moving ahead. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna look into this a bit further. Why should we do this? Did some more Google searches. This is what I do day to day. I search on Google. I talk to people on the phone. I meet companies. That's my job. Janet knows. So, and what I found, and we've spoken about this already, diverse organizations will outperform homogeneous organizations. And we all have an unconscious bias. We all invest or work with people that we know or that we recognize. And we have to force ourselves to kind of move outside of that comfort zone. And so that's why we feel at IAF, and we've been doing this for a long time at IAF, that there's a real opportunity to invest in startup companies that are founded by female entrepreneurs. And the reason is they're going to hire more females. They're going to be more diverse. And what does that lead to? That leads to a broader pool of potential technology folks that all of the startups I work with and growth companies work with can draw from. When I speak to a lot of the entrepreneurs I know well, what they will say is our biggest thing other than revenue and raising money is finding talent. And if you can do anything that creates a bigger pool of talent for me to draw from, that's huge. So I'm gonna brag a bit about IAF. I think someone mentioned that most, the sort of maximum venture fund investment in female-led companies is 4 to 5%. We're actually at 12%. I think we can improve on that. We've invested in some amazing female founders who are in the room. There's Krista at G-Shift, there's Lindsay and Desi from Nudge, there's Marie at Sampler, there's Mallory and Lauren from Bridget. And so we have a track record to do this. So we're pretty happy that BDC identified us as a potential partner. I'm very proud to announce that we will be launching the fund by the end of the quarter. And the goal of the fund, pretty good. You guys wanted action. The goal of the fund is to invest in female-led ventures where at least one woman is on the founding team and has a significant ownership stake. And the other thing identified in my due diligence, as I did some research, was that women raise less money typically if they're leading a company, and that sometimes that they don't get the scale and growth that they need because there's not enough mentors and advisors. So I'm really pleased to announce that we're also pulling together an amazing panel of advisors that will help all of the companies in the portfolio, and it will be diverse. I'm going to move the needle. It'll be 2/3 women, 1/3 men, but I think it's really important that we're all at the table having this conversation. We can't do this in a bubble on our own either. And we also want to be a platform for angel investors, particularly female angel investors who are interested in getting into the asset class and start investing, to jump in and do that with us. We will train you. I will train any woman who wants to get into venture capital. I've been at this for a long time, and our team at IAF is really good at what we do. because there's a big machine that we all do work together. We invest in Ottawa, Waterloo, Toronto, across sectors, so we can really bring a really great suite of portfolio companies that are open for investments. So that's what we are doing. We think it's pretty actionable. We're pretty excited about it. And I just wanted to make a quick comment about one of the sponsors lost someone who was very close to them over the holidays. Many of you knew Jeff Tabor, and I wanted to take a moment to remember Jeff. And when people pass away or they leave your life, you try and think of what did they do and why were they important to you and why were they important to the community. And I worked with him for a very long time, and he was either on my side of the table representing us as the investors or on the other side. And what I took away from Jeff was if he represented you, he had your back like no tomorrow. And if he was on the other side of the table, he really took the time to understand what the big picture was. He wanted to understand what was important to both sides to make sure that he could move something forward. So my other ask of the community is let's have each other's back, and let's always try to understand what we're all trying to do together. Thanks.